Hey everyone, this is Michael with the general reading for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. I do hope that this video finds you all well. I do apologize that it's coming out a little bit late. With the 6 retrogrades and the 2 eclipses, I've honestly been feeling very weighed down, and I just wasn't feeling as clear as I like to be for these readings, but now, after kind of taking some self-care, I'm feeling much more on my game, much clearer today, so I'm actually really glad that I decided to hold off and wait. I really feel like that's just kind of the strategy we need to take with these retrogrades. It's kind of just letting go of control, especially with the Mercury retrograde. It's like, we just need to kind of surrender to whatever is happening. So that actually was really helpful for me to do. Maybe that'll be helpful for someone else who's watching this. But, you know, while I was kind of recuperating, I did see that we actually broke 10,000 subscribers, which is amazing. Thank you all so much for everyone who has been supporting me and just offering words of encouragement and purchasing readings and Reiki sessions. It really helps me continue to put out this free content for everyone. And it's amazing to be part of this tarot community on YouTube. So thank you all for making me a part of this community and joining this amalgamated family that we have. It's an absolute gift. Let me think. I think that's pretty much everything. I am going to be doing a giveaway, as some of you may have seen on my announcement. So make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done that, and also follow me on my other social media. I have a Facebook page and an Instagram where I post announcements, updates, blog posts, pick-a-card readings, and collective card readings. So if you haven't followed me on my other social media, definitely join me there. There's lots of good stuff that I'm putting out there. And yeah, before we begin, I do just want to disclaim that this is a general reading, meaning not all of the messages that come out are specifically meant for you. It is up to your own discretion to figure out what messages apply to your own life and what is to be left behind for someone else. Some of the messages may also come in the reverse. The roles may be switched, so your person may actually be your own energy or vice versa. Also, if you're cross-watching for someone who has a lot of Gemini placements, you may be showing up as their other person, or more likely than not, you'll be showing up as the other person. These are also timeless readings, even though they are time-dated between the middle of July to the middle of August. You are more than welcome to check out the other Heart of the Matter or love readings in the past and see if there's a message that resonates if this one doesn't resonate. And you're also more than welcome to check out some of your other placements, so your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, like I said at the beginning of the video. If you don't know your other placements, you can use the Astro chart I have linked down below. It will kind of help you figure out at least some of your other placements, probably your Moon and definitely your Venus, which is really important for these love readings. So if you don't know that, definitely check that out down below. And I think that is everything. Of course, I do have links in the description box for personal readings, donations, and Reiki sessions for anyone who's interested in booking something private that is available. Now, I'm going to start shuffling. Let's see, what is the general messages for love for Gemini? What are the messages for love for Gemini? You're welcome to kind of open up your energy. Ask for what wisdom or guidance Spirit has for you at this time. Things are actually looking pretty good for you. Show me more. Oops. We actually have the 10 of Cups here as kind of the overall energy, which is really, really good. I do get this sense there's a lot of harmony. If you don't have harmony now, you are coming into this harmony. It's this togetherness, this interconnection. And that's larger than love. I think a lot of the time in love readings we like to really focus on this happily ever after. That's kind of the traditional art for this card. What I really like about this one is that it's interwoven. These cups are interwoven. It's feeling this interconnectedness. This could actually be a very spiritual feeling some of you are going through or are about to experience. You're going to be seeing that everything is connected. Could be in the context of this relationship. Every little thing could be a new relationship, and all these little details, it's like they're hitting every single point. I do have, as a kind of fear for you though, there's this Eight of Swords, which is interesting because it feels like, I almost get the sense that you feel like you're not ready for this level of connection, for whatever this is. Or maybe you're afraid this person isn't. Again, this energy could be in the reverse. It feels like there's almost this feeling of being stuck or this fear of commitment. Again, you might be afraid that this is your person. Whatever the case is, I get the sense that you spent some time reflecting inward, growing, evolving in this chrysalis. It felt like there was a lot of opposition around you. I don't think what you've realized, though, is that you've already transformed. You just haven't unfolded your wings. You've already become this butterfly. Whatever it was that was happening to you in the past, you're ready to fly. But you're still hanging on to this old story. There's still this mental trap that you're in that's kind of preventing you from feeling this Ten of Cups. But there's a lot of happiness here, whatever the situation is. I do have, as their fears and worries, we have the Five of Swords, which actually came out with the Seven of Pentacles. They might be afraid that they're being let go. I actually almost get the sense, however, that this has to do with a work situation or maybe losing a home or an apartment, that, you know, being cut out from something. It could potentially be involving this relationship, especially if you are working together. They could be, I think they're afraid to leave something behind. It's like they've been putting a lot of effort into something and they're very attached to it because of the amount of effort that they've put in. It could just be them being guarded. They're afraid to finally let that down because they've had to really cultivate themselves to get where they're at. And I think now they're afraid that they're going to have to lose that. There is this sense of they're afraid they're losing something, that they have to walk away from something. Maybe they do in order to be with you. Could potentially be a relationship. But again, it does actually feel like work or home or even family, you know, with the earth element here. Interesting. What is the blockage for Gemini and their person? What are the blockages? What are the blockages? Very big energy on the table. We have as your blockage the Tower. Their blockage is the World. Again, this actually does kind of feel like it's referencing what I was just saying. The World, leaving something behind, starting a new cycle, graduating. This person isn't doing this. There might be some physical move that they actually need to be making too. It feels like they're resisting this completion of a cycle. And I kind of see that because you've been in this Eight of Swords energy for so long, you're having a Tower movement. Things are kind of crumbling down. Because you've been staying in this state of mind for too long, this Eight of Swords. And you're resisting this change. You're both resisting very big changes. I'm actually even wondering if, I honestly wonder if the two of you have even met. Because it seems like there's a very big change that has to take place here. But there's a lot of happiness here too. There's a lot of interconnection. Very, very strange. Some of you may also be blocked because of something an Aries or a Scorpio did to you. You might be dealing with an Aries or a Scorpio. And there's some sort of communication, there's some sort of action you need to take, but you haven't been taking it. You've kind of felt powerless. And now the universe is kind of stepping in. And it's not because you're at the mercy of this. It feels more like this is a change that's needed to happen. There's still something that you've needed to let go of yourself. And both of you are really resisting a very big change. I wonder, what is the guidance for Gemini in love? That's clear. Interesting. I have as your recommended course of action the Four of Wands. Again, moving forward, going to the next level, the next phase, whatever it is that you're losing, whatever it is that feels like is preventing something, preventing a connection, it's actually bringing you to something better. It's bringing you to something very, very beautiful. And I think you're really being brought out of your limiting beliefs. This could actually be a relationship. And I feel like you just need to go forward. Everything, you're kind of having everything burnt down to the foundation, and now you have to build something new. But I do feel like there's something to celebrate here for you as well. It's a very mixed energy here. It's like there's all this beauty and harmony, but then there's this really big resistance for both of you. I have the Sun as their likely course of action. I feel like this person is coming in pretty strong, actually. They're going to be very clear. If things have felt unknown, which it looks like there is definitely some uncertainty. We have the Moon that came out with the Three of Pentacles. I'll get to that in a moment. But I feel like this person is very clear with you. They're going to be getting very clear with what they want. And I feel like there's a new beginning that they're offering you. Or there's some sort of new person coming in. And it's going to be very, very obvious. You're just going to feel it. You're going to know. Could be a Leo. This could also be referring to Leo season. So this could be someone coming in during Leo season. As for the likely outcome, we have the Moon and we have the Three of Pentacles, which is a very interesting combination because it's like, the way I'm interpreting this is that things are going to work out with the Three of Pentacles here. You're going to figure something out. You don't know how it's going to work. It's going to be really it's going to feel a little challenging with this mountain here. I am getting the sense that this is going to be challenging, but there's a lot of beauty here, but it's going to take a lot of work, and there's a lot of change that's happening for both of you. It's almost like if this change is preventing you from connecting right now, it's actually meant to help you both grow to be with each other. That is actually something I'm getting for some of you. But I do feel like you are working together. You are coming together. But it's not going to be super clear how that's going to work yet. It's not meant to be clear. You're meant to kind of free yourself first. And I feel like this person also has to cut away something as well. The moon could also be indicating someone with Piscean energy as well. That could be someone coming in. But it really does feel like whatever this connection is, it feels very strong. It feels like there is a cycle that's definitely being completed. You're both still finishing up residual lessons, clearing out that karmic lesson in order to be together. And I do feel like you are coming together, but the when and how exactly, it's not going to be very clear. Interesting. I'm very curious to see what the animals have to say. Hopefully they'll kind of clarify things. I am also just thinking with the sun and the moon, this could also be changes that have been brought about by the eclipse, which we just had. We had the lunar eclipse just yesterday on the 16th. And the solar eclipse, I believe that was the 2nd. And these windows of time really bring out a lot of change. I have 2 cards that came out, the Stingray and the Oyster. This card has actually been coming up a little bit, quite a bit lately. And I think it's because we're all going through this transition. We're all kind of riding these really intense currents. And there's not really an easy way to deal with this energy. You kind of just have to go through the discomfort, or you'll live it again anyway. It's like you might be prolonging something because you don't want to have a certain conversation, or you don't want to do something, or you don't want to let something go, or you don't want to be the one to deliver hard news or bad news. But in the process of this, you're actually prolonging things. You're actually prolonging the suffering, even if it seems like it's less suffering in the moment. When you look at the grand scheme of things, there's a decision here that needs to be made. There's something that needs to be done, and you need to go forward through it. There is no easy decision to make here. There's no easy path. And sometimes it's actually kind of a relief. It's like, well, if there isn't an easy way out of this, what is the way that, what is my heart telling me to do? And I feel like with this oyster, you are getting in touch with this light inside of yourself. You are tapping into that. And there's something that you need to share here. Something that you've been afraid to share. And I feel like whatever the results of this is, it's leading you into something very, very beautiful. With this 10 of Cups, wish fulfillment, lifelong happiness, contentment. But I feel like this actually requires you speaking up a little bit here with this oyster. You have something to share. it's gonna help. It's gonna help you work together, even if it feels like it's not going to. Because there's something you're not seeing clearly with the moon. And I don't know if you're meant to. I think this is kind of a test of your trust. It's a test of your discernment to really tap into your intuition. I feel like you've spent a lot of time trying to figure out what this is for you, this Ten of Cups. And it's coming. It's on its way. But you have to free yourself from something first, from the things that are holding you back energetically, vibrationally. You're not a match to this. Neither of you are a match. You still have work to do. Both of you. There's definitely things that need to come to an end for both of you. And that could just be bringing an end to a belief system or a pattern. Stingray usually does talk about defaulting on old habits, patterns, because they're familiar. But it's getting to a point where that's not comfortable for you anymore. It's not a source of security anymore. You have to build new security. And I definitely see a new beginning for them too, with the Sun card here. Very beautiful new beginning. There's a lot to celebrate. It's the funny thing. Those are all the messages I am getting for you right now. Make sure to hit like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below what the hell is going on with you guys. It seems there's like a lot to celebrate, but then there's a lot of big changes that are happening, so definitely let me know what's happening for you. I, again, do have links for personal readings, Reiki sessions in the description box, especially if you need some energy healing to kind of move through this intensity. That might actually be very helpful. Particularly in post-eclipse season, that could be a really great way to kind of level out your energy, rebalance your energy, mend some things that came up. And yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. I will see you next time. Bye.